G'day and welcome back to Semen Retention. All my brothers on Semen Retention, keep holding on, boys. You got this. Yesterday I celebrated 1 year of semen retention. So no relapses, no releasing, none of that at all. It was a day of gratitude, it was a day of celebration, it was a day of triumph, a day of self-actualization, a day of coming of age, in a sense, and maturity. And, today is a new day. It's the start of the next cycle. So in this video, I want to talk about what I perceive being the next stage after you complete 1 year. What do you do next? I mean, this is all individual. It all is up to the user in order to come up with these goals. But I'm going to tell you my preferences and what I envisage towards the next year of semen retention. So what we're going to do is hold on, no releasing. Another year of no releasing? What, are you crazy? Like, why? What happens if you meet so-and-so? What happens if you... The reality is that just doesn't work for me right now. It's clear as daylight that can't work for me right now. In my situation, I've got about another year to pay off something, and then I can be really well off for the rest of my life as far as financially, be in a really good position for the rest of my life if I just keep my head down and stay on this journey. This is the thing, guys, is that you got to think about the long-term prospects. You got to think about the compounding interest. So in finance, compounding interest, say if you've got like $10,000 in the bank, you earn, let's say, 10% a year. So then you get $1,000, it becomes $11,000. Then the next year you earn, from that $11,000, you earn $1,100. But let's say every year you put in $5,000 into that. Okay, so then that $20,000, you earn $2,000 next year. Then you put another, $5,000 and blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, within 10 years, you're a millionaire. That's the compounding effects of interest. So when it comes to things like semen retention, we use this as a tool to put our heads down, think about the things that actually matter within this third dimensional reality, like, for example, having a roof over your head, having some clothes that fit and are comfy, good for winter, some clothes good for summer. Do you need the trendiest fashion? No. Do you even need something new? No, you don't. Maybe you need new shoes. Shoes are important. But at the end of the day, we're thinking about things that actually matter, okay? Me, having a bike, good. I've got a bike to get me around, okay? Me having some healthy food every single week. Me having enough money to maybe have one cheat meal a week. Maybe even two if I'm feeling a little bit naughty, But not spending my money on stupid things. Not spending my money on some, yogurt date where I can go take out a girl to go buy some yogurt with toppings on for $15 for a tub of yogurt. I literally just bought yogurt today for $5. It's a whole litre of yogurt that will last me 2 weeks. What I've realised about dating and relationships and all that kind of stuff is the consumerism involved. All these companies rely on the consumerism that persists within relationships, dating and marriages. You think about the kids going to all these, roller coaster rides and these theme parks, going to the movies, going to the arcades. Oh, I want this Nintendo Switch for Christmas. Or I want the PS5. I want this, I want that, I want that. Look, I was the same kid. I did the same thing when I was a kid because I was another product of consumerism. That's how it is. And so, I just think about like the amount of consumerism and BS that is in our thing. So when in our reality, but when you're on semen retention, you start to think less about more. And you come to the realization that less is more. And all the more is more issues. And the more issues you have, the more solutions you need. And that's how this whole system works, is that they create these solutions from problems that they've already manufactured and designed way in advance. Have you ever heard of this, the like the expression problem, reaction, solution? Let me quickly break it down for you. Okay, let's say that there's a virus that's circulating. Okay, that's the problem. The reaction is, oh my God, we need to contain this virus. And the solution is we need to use face masks and solutions in order to fix this problem. But the thing is that they already planned for the solution before they alerted of the problem. And this is the same way that you could, maybe create some sort of fake beef. Like, for example, in the music industry, you might have two rappers that are beefing against each other. But it's not about the actual beef. There's no beef between the rappers. It's actually just two major label record companies that have got to deal with each other, or even if they're part of the same label, I don't even know. I don't care. But either way, it's this overarching umbrella that's like, look, we're going to create a problem like these beef between two rappers, and therefore we're going to divert everyone's attention to these two and up their streaming so we can all make money. It's all a scheme. When you're in semen retention, you see through all these schemes. You don't fall for that. The amount of times I just go for a little scroll, through the neighborhood of Facebook, and I just see the amount of things that just try and bait me into a reaction. Or, there's this new Netflix thing about Andrew Tate, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. You look at the comments and people being like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm out. I'm done. I don't care. Like, this is so one-sided. They just want a reaction. So, for this next year of semen retention, it's continuously unmasking, unveiling, dismantling this whole BS facade. This fake world that we live in, and focusing on getting my own life together, getting my finances done, paying off things, achieving financial freedom. That's one of the first kind of escapes of the matrix. And I'm not talking about being like a massive millionaire, billionaire kind of thing. I'm just talking about being set up, like, I think I said it in a previous video about the amount of debt that some men get into when they're in relationships and marriages and stuff. It's just not good. You can't live a healthy life and be full of creative energy when you're full of stress. As a musician and as a writer and, someone that likes to express themselves and share ideas, maybe a hint of philosophizing, basically, I think that like the whole thing that we do relies on us being stress-free, us having that relaxation in order to, think clearly. So for the next year, I'm gonna set myself up, and I'm not gonna worry about that stuff. Like, I've got other things to do as well. I've got an album I'm recording in May, so then I'm gonna have to be finishing that off in the mixing process and all that for the rest of the year, and promotion and all that kind of material that follows with it. And then I've got another album's worth of music following that as well. I'm banked up. I'm banked up with material to record. I don't have time to be, in the middle of writing a song, or like, finishing a song and then having a girl behind me being like, give me attention. It's like, no, it's not gonna work. This doesn't work around here, darling. Sorry, like, I've got things to do. But basically the whole mindset is continuously to build that legacy. Like, who is Stephen Retention? Or, that's not my musician name, but like, who is that person? how can I build that story? How can I build that legacy? Like, and when I am like a grandpa or even just an old man, like, you know, about to take his last breath, I look back and I just think, wow, I really lived my life to its full extent, you know? So that's basically my kind of main two goals, is setting myself up financially and continuously to grind on my creative pursuits. I've got other things like my own business, like for example, being a musician. I plan on learning more songs, plan on refining my craft. I want to get really good at lead guitar, and I want to get more into piano again, because that's actually my main instrument is piano. I want to listen to more classical music. I want to write more sophisticated songs. I want to really lean into that kind of artist, like archetype, you know, listening to classical music, sipping on some nice tea and watching the birds fly past whilst Chopin is playing in the background, whilst I'm looking at my garden and it's growing fruit and vegetables like fresh in front of my face. You know, having a nice evening where I just light a fire in my garden and kick back and you know, just really absorb myself in the moment, that kind of energy. Does anyone resonate with that? Let me know if you kind of, you know, you like that kind of stuff. I do. I want to go do some more spontaneous kind of travels. So I want to, when I get my license back in about a month, I'm going to go on a road trip up the east coast of Australia again. You know, it's just, when do you ever get the chance when you're in a relationship just to be like, yeah, I'm going to go on a road trip? When do you ever get that chance? When does that ever happen? Like, when do you ever get to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go see you, girl. I'm going for a road trip. I'm going to go for 2 weeks in my car. I'm going to sleep in my car and go for a road trip. Doesn't happen. You're kidding yourself. It doesn't happen. And if you've got kids, dream on, dream on. But if your kids are cool, maybe you can bring them with you. You know, that's I'm all for that. Bonding with your children sounds like a fun activity. But you know, so yeah. Compare myself to where I was a year ago. Vaping, marijuana. Every weekend I was drinking because I was with this party girl. She loved to party and drink and just get absolutely wasted every time we'd hang out. And she'd, you know, just be smoking these bongs and stuff like that. Just be like wretched. Anyway, so that, and I was also, I think I was about 84 kilos. I've lost, today I weighed myself, I think I was like 72. The lightest I've been this week is about 70 kilos. So let's just say, as far as my minimum weight goes, I've lost about 14 kilos within a year. I've gained a lot of natural upper body strength from just doing pull-ups. Like I did some pull-ups last week and broke a record. I think I might go for a bit more of a, might continue on the fasting and the try and get more of that like upper body strength, because I think I need it for my musician kind of performances and stuff, playing guitar and singing. I need to get that upper body strength, so that's a goal. I've got other things, like I want to continue to be creative. I've got a movie that I want to make for this channel. Nothing too long, maybe like, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's going to be less me kind of like talking off the top of my head, but actually be like a written kind of movie. So I want to do that. And yeah, I want to continue this channel, and I love how the new subscribers are all kind of engaging and really enjoying the topics, and everyone seems to be really tapped in. Everyone's locked into the same kind of frequency as me, and we're all going to have our up days, we're all going to have our down days, you know, but at the end of the day, if we've got a little community around us, and I know a lot of the semen retention community on YouTube. I see them on other channels, I see them comment on other channels, and it is a very small world, this semen retention community. So just be positive with each other. Don't be too, you know, don't get bratty and all that kind of stuff. I know there's some, you know, fakes out there and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, let's just keep this as men. Let's keep this as a good place for each other to just express ourselves, to have our own little space for a change. Because, you know, we won't get this on Facebook. We won't get a Facebook way. We won't get a community on Facebook where we can express ourselves. We won't get it on TikTok. We won't get it on Instagram. That's for sure. They're all hijacked. So YouTube is the only place for us to really come together and just be like, yep, this is ours. You know, the females and all the other categories of genders and stuff, they can stick to their other platforms. We don't need them around here giving their unsolicited opinions on this practice. On that note as well, don't subscribe to any like woman's channel that expresses her thoughts or opinions on semen retention, even if they are positive, because why would you listen to a woman talk about something that happens inside a male's body? That's stupid. How many men do you see out there talking about how women should, you know, deal with their periods, or how women should deal with, you know, breast, like feeding kids and stuff like that? Yeah, it's really stupid. Just don't subscribe to any of that. Anyway, basically that's my whole idea for the next year of semen retention. Finish some more albums. Let's go for another 2 albums next year. Let's get 2 albums out next year. Let's go on 3 road trips around Australia. Let's manifest a lot more exciting business opportunities for my music career. Let's try and hit some new highs in the semen retention community, including a more engaging community that gets around each other and lifts each other up. And also, let's make a movie for the channel as well. And let's just do one more final goal is let's make my house like the most chill zone, zen zone ever. Like a beautiful garden, a beautiful landscaping kind of job. Just a place that, like, where I come home to, I just feel like I'm like some like Jedi master that's just like, you know, he's spent the whole day at the Jedi Council, like, you know, listening to Anakin have a little hissy fit. He just comes home, takes off his robe, and just like meditates by the fire, and just like, you know, just starts lifting rocks and stuff with his brain. Anyway, dudes, thanks for watching Semen Retention. Catch you on the next vids. See you, boys.